visibility. In the case of Biafra today, when I talk about visibility, visibility doesn't mean it's not for you, the Biafran people. Every one of us from the old Southeastern region have heard about it. It is our story. We know it, and we're working. But to carry the international communities along, other African countries, Europe, America, Australia, to carry the world along, there must be that visibility, a strong platform where people can be able to. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu went for that platform of Dr. Mazanga, that you all know. He's a very popular human rights activist, a humanitarian, an expert on international law, and he has a media house. So Mazen Nnamdi Kanu went there for visibility. And he promised to support the cause of Biafra and promote it. Then Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was on the tape. He promised Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that as long as the Biafra issue continues, he's going to support. And after the kidnapping of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa also went there for visibility. That was where Mazi Simon Ekpa met Professor Lumumba. They had a program with Professor Lumumba where Mazi Simon Ekpa drew the line and gave reasons why Biafrans are doing what we are doing. In that, every one of you know Professor Lumumba. Professor Lumumba is a respected man in Africa, has a voice. Even in Nigeria, most of the government programs, they invite him to come and give a keynote speech. He has given keynote speech to many countries, and he has been an advisor to many countries of the world, mainly Africa. So in that platform, so he gave Mansama the opportunity to come in contact with Dr. Lumumba. And we saw how he presented the case of Biafra before him. Even when Professor Lumumba was talking about a building in Nigeria that might be stable. Professor Lumumba was talking about a Nigeria where people can respect each other, maybe change the laws, change the rules, change the game, change the constitution, and obey the rule of law. And in that program, Mazi Simon Ekpa had the opportunity to explain to him the dangerous diversity of Nigeria. Because in that program, you know their popular language. They say diversity is your strength. That diversity is their strength. But Mazi Simon Ekpa in that plan, one-on-one, was able to educate Professor Lumumba on the dangerous diversity of Nigeria. And if you watch that program, I have played it here. Maybe one of these days I'm going to play it again. In that program, he explained to Professor Lumumba, and Professor Lumumba agreed with him on that program. So when we are talking about, when you see me go to the platform of Mazanga to take information, when you see me go to platform of Dr. Mazanga to take, I am doing that because I know his level of, I know his stance, I know his capacity and where he belongs, and people that follow him, and the people he reached. So the outreach we need now is not people on the street. It's not Biafran. Oh, hey Biafra. Oh, we are not talking to Biafrans now. We need to be talking to strong, big organizations. We need to be talking to the rest of the world, people outside the world. And I'm very happy that Dr. Mazanga is doing that for us, using his platform, free, as a humanitarian job. Some of you don't know, when we say platform, some of you don't know how much it costs. I say, go and make inquiry how much it costs. Even ordinary content creator, for a content creator to place your advertise something for you or place your products in his platform, go and ask how much it costs. Go and ask how much people pay. How much people pay. But he's doing it free for Biafra. Free. Nobody's paying him. A very big platform that presidents follow, commissioners follow, ministers follow, important personalities across the world follow. So that was why I chose to follow that very platform. Even though some of us misunderstood him. Because what we do in this platform is that everybody wants to showcase that he is in charge. Everybody wants to showcase that he knows better. Everyone wants to showcase that he has the access, the right access to issues. and people come and they tell lies on things that don't exist. And you, instead of you investigating that lie, you begin to hate somebody that was lied against. You begin to hate somebody that was lied against. You begin to hate him. Instead of you to make a verification. That is the problem one of us is having. Some of us today, we hate ourselves for no reason. There are people today that hate me, not because I did anything to them, not because I abused them or insulted them, not because I even mentioned them, but because they attended a program where somebody was castigating my name for doing what is right, for speaking what I know, or for explaining what I know. They just take the information and they come to my class when they attack me. They have not confronted me one-on-one to ask me. Sometimes people will just go and cut a program that you made and quote you out of context. And some of these people that don't have their mind of their own, they will just copy it and begin to hate you for no reason. That is why I have always advocated for independent mind. I have always advocated for independent mind, that we need to have an independent mind in anything we are doing. Even when you are watching my program, have your independent thoughts. That once as you are listening, anything that does not go well with you, throw it away. If you can challenge it, ask for link. I send you a link, you come in and you challenge it. That is how to behave, not to follow sheepishly. That is why some people today, you see them, they speak about Dr. Masanga and they insult him, and I begin to wonder. I feel ashamed of myself being part of those people. Because when you see the reasons for which they do what they do, they don't even have a reason. They don't have a reason. The only reason they're doing it is because of the hatred they have for a certain person or a certain individual, and because they feel that that individual is promoting a certain program, then they begin to hate that person. It is sad. We have seen that a lot. And we saw it a lot in the case of Mazi Sabotage. This week, we saw many drama in the court. We saw a lot of drama. We saw a whole lot of drama in the court this week. I say I'm touching everything that was done this week. We saw the competition of hugging. We saw the competition of kissing. We saw the competition of handshake. Everything was almost a competition. And I ask myself, what are we fighting for? Is it not the same Biafra that every one of us is asking for? Is it not the same Biafra that all of us are seeking for? Is it not the same Biafra that all of us are pursuing? At the end of the day, if we have this freedom, are we going to draw a line and say Biafra A and Biafra B? But you see those motives today throughout the whole case this week. When we see people every time, when the worst are those who are in the media, the people who are in the media. Even if you see the way they were covering their camera, someone will bring a camera to cover. This one will say, "Oh, don't snap me, or don't cover me." If you say you don't want to appear on the camera, it's a different thing, because some people refuse to appear for camera because of the attitude of those who are videoing. Because some of them were videoing for propaganda's sake. Some were videoing for propaganda's sake. They are looking for a content to use for propaganda, not because they want to show those of us who did not go to Finland what is happening. Their motive was to get a content they will use for propaganda. So when you see some people, sometimes they say, "Don't video me." You don't blame them. You don't blame them. They have a reason. You don't blame them. I think I saw a lady that said that they are scared of the media. They don't want to appear in any media. They are attitude of the media. And which is right. Which is right. Everything within this time of Mazi Sabotage defense, within that time, it was just about competition. Everybody wants to show that he is superior to the other. Every group wants to show that they are the one that are superior. Even when Mazi Sabotage, by his own self, said, "We are one." Even when a report was made to Mazi Sabotage directly to his face, he said, "We are one. Stop fighting each other. We are one people." He even gave them assurance Calm down. We are one. When I come out, I will put everything in order. Still yet, they didn't listen. The competition continues. The competition continues. The propaganda continues. You see some. Mazi Samonekpa wore a tie. A tie, designed, very beautiful tie, designed by the Briggy, of which Mazi Samonekpa is the leader. A tie was designed, and many of them wore the tie. And some group castigated the tie because they didn't have portion of the tie. They didn't have the tie. They were angry. Why is Mazi Samonekpa wearing the tie with the Briggy emblem? And you begin to wonder, why would any Biafran be angry that Mazi Samonekpa is wearing a tie with Briggy emblem? Even though the people that did the tie might have a different motive, I can understand. Because it's a competition of influence. It has become a competition. Even though if the people that did that tie has a motive why they did that tie, to make a statement. For me, the statement I see there is much, much deeper than statement of tussle of power. That is why I tell people, when you see things, always look at the advantage. Look at the positive. Don't look at negative all the time. Look at the positive. For me, what I see in that style is different from what other people that castigate it might see. And the people that castigate it, the only reason they castigate it is because it was not done by their own group. And everything that tie represents is accurate. Is accurate according to what Mazi Samonekpa is going through now. Mazi Samonekpa is standing trial in Finnish court for Biafra, for being the Prime Minister of Briggy, Biafra Republic Government in Exile, Briggy. His case reads Briggy, Prime Minister of Briggy. Even when he was questioned in the court there, he was being questioned about Briggy. Whatever happened in absence, you cannot ask him or hold him accountable for what happened in absence. That doesn't mean whether he knows it. He might get information, he would know. But you cannot hold him accountable for anything that happened while he was not there. So that is why it is important that time will remind everybody in that court. That time remind everybody that Mazi Samonekpa is the Briggy Prime Minister. And everybody that is here, whether with tie or not tie, they are under Mazi Samonekpa as the Briggy Prime Minister. They were part of those that voted him. He didn't put himself. That tie has a strong significance, and we're supposed to appreciate it. But some people were fighting that tie. Some people were going to, even if they see a way to drag that tie and remove it from his neck, they will remove it. Some begin to call it cheap. Some begin to address it with different kinds of words because of the competition motive they have in them. Remember what I said. The people that made the tie might have a motive. I am not denying that. They might do it just to show their superiority. But generally, it is an identity that supports Mazi Samonekpa and also supports the legitimacy of Biafrans, every one of us. That is the way we are supposed to look at it, not for competition. Many of us have made so many mistakes. As the case of Mazi Samonekpa is going on, more especially our women who cannot control their emotion. Biafra is a very emotional cause, the Biafra cause, and many of us are connected to it. When you mention Biafra, people are very emotional, more especially the Biafran people, the Igbo people, very emotional. Our women mainly, women in the old Southeastern region, they are very emotional when you mention Biafra. So sometimes when I see them begin to act their drama in the court, I can understand. I view it as them being emotional. I can't use that as a scandal. I can't use that as their attitude. I just take it as being emotional towards Biafra, as many of us are. But our haters, those who hate us, who are not part of our struggle, we use those videos to speak against us. They use those videos, they present us as those who are not united. They use those videos to present to the world as that we are disunited. And that is why we must control our emotions. We must control our emotions because we are before the whole world. The case of Mazi Simon Ekpa is not a mushroom case. Some of you don't know. I said yesterday that this case is at the level of the case of Mandela and the case of Martin Luther King. That is the level this case is. This very case you're watching is at the level of the case of Mandela and the level of the case of Martin Luther King. Did you ask yourself, why is it that the world is silent on this case? They are not reporting it. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that he has taken the case of Biafra to different offices, to different organizations, including United Nations, to important nations, but each time Biafra is mentioned, people are scared, they walk away. Somebody in particular confided to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he doesn't know why anytime the case of Biafra is presented, people will just stand up and walk away. It is not ordinary. It is not ordinary. Every single one of them has an interest in the resources we have in our land. Every one of them, they have interest in the resources we have. And that is why the issue of Biafra is scary to them. It is scary. Even the more things goes, the more they discover more resources. I can tell you that Biafra land is the key that is holding the world today. As the world is moving away from fuel and going into gas, did you just see that the biggest gas, this was discovered in Imo State, Biafra land. The biggest gas reserve that Nigeria today is trying to pipe to Europe is in Biafra land. You see why it is difficult for them to speak out when our case comes on the table. That is why today, a case of this magnitude, a case that is at the level of the case of Gandhi, the case of Mandela, the case of Martin Luther King, and yet there is no international media that is reporting it. No conventional media, even Nigerian media, they have paid everybody, including international. Every one of them is silent about the case. These were the same people who were quick to announce the arrest of Mazi Simon Ekpa, publicize it. And this is why I get mad when I see people fighting against Dr. Mazanga. Because Dr. Mazanga has a platform that international observers are following. He has a platform that very big names in the world, important personalities are following. And each time I see him tweet or post something about someone, I feel so glad. I am going to read what he posted yesterday, the update he gave yesterday. I will read it out. People are following him. Don't you ask yourself, why is it that no media is reporting the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa? But we saw these medias. We saw all this media house when they were reporting the arrest of Mazi Simon Ekpa. We saw them when they were inviting people to talk about Mazi Simon Ekpa while he was outside. But today, in the case where Mazi Simon Ekpa is making his case for Biafra, explaining why he's doing what he do, a case that is supposed to draw international attention, they want to kill that vibes. They want to suppress it and make it die completely. I want you to think once, just for once, just think, what if there was no social media? What if there was no social media? What if there was no social media? Can you ask yourself, what if there was no social media? What would have been the fate of Mazi Simon Ekpa? What would have been his fate? If there were no social media, what would have been the fate of our Prime Minister, Simon? What would have been the fate of Biafran people, you and I? What would have been our fate? If there were no social media, because they have taken the conventional media completely. They have seized the conventional media, and there is nothing anybody can do. If there was no social media, what would have we done? Some of you don't understand the power of public opinion. You don't know the power of public opinion in this kind of case of Martin Simon Ekpa. You don't know the power of public opinion, because if any station like CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera speak about this matter, important personalities will debate it. People will talk about it, and they will bring out the absolute truth, undiluted truth. Let me tell you, in this world where we live today, in this world, there are still people that are very truthful. There are people that are truthful in the United States. There are people that are truthful in the UK. In the UK, I played a video here where a British man was confirming the genocide in Biafra land. He said that what happened in Biafra was genocide. A British man was confirming it. There are some British men who are not happy with what is going on and what has happened to Biafrans. And they are calling the British to go for restitution. You see why they are suppressing everything that has to do with Biafra. You see why they don't want it to be a global debate. They don't want it to be a global. Some of you don't know the power of the media. Because when it becomes a global debate, there are things that you can never, ever, ever run away from. That is the power of the media. Public opinion has power. Public opinion, more especially in this kind of case of Master, public opinion has very, very powerful effect. And they know that if the debate starts, that the public opinion will be on the side of Master Simon Ekpa. They know very well. They know it very well because the truths are there, the facts are there, the evidence are there. You see, when we are talking about this thing, some of us don't understand the level of conspiracy, global conspiracy against us. Mazen Nandekanu spoke about this global conspiracy in the court in Nigeria. While in court in Nigeria, he talked about the global conspiracy against the Biafrans, more especially the Igbos. You think it's a joke? If not for social media, we are gone. We are gone. This was how they seized the information during the Civil War. During the Biafran Civil War from 1967 to 1970, they blocked everywhere. There was no information going out. Nobody was hearing the voice of the Biafran people. Nobody. Nobody was making our case for us. Nigeria and Britain took over the media, used their British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC. They were using BBC for propaganda. From day one, from the Igbo coup, the British were in charge of that propaganda. The British were in charge of the propaganda. They blocked everywhere during the Civil War. Nothing was going on. Nobody could report anything. They closed it. They caged us. The few people who were reporting, the few reporters who were reporters, they were not listening to them. There was a British man who was reporting. Even one of them was taking pictures and reporting. Some of them were protesting, but yet you cannot compare it with the majority. And they killed more than 5 million with no restriction up to today, and continue to support that atrocity today. That is why whenever the case of Biafra is mentioned anywhere, they will suppress it. Any title that is why some people don't know. You don't know the risk Dr. Mazanga is taking to post Biafra in his platform. You don't know, it takes courage. It takes extraordinary courage for any big platform to speak about Biafra. You think they don't know, right? You think other big platforms don't know what is happening. It takes extraordinary because it can kill your platform completely, make it dead. The British are capable of doing that. They are capable of doing it. They are capable of doing it. You don't know the danger before us. You don't know what we are fighting. You think it is Fulani. Some of you think it is just Fulani or just Nigeria and Tinubu. The powers we are fighting are global. They have the money. They have the resources. They have the men. What we have is Chukwu Okike Abiyama and the gods of our land. Chukwu Okike Abiyama and the gods. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, that Biafra will be the last miracle on the earth. Some of you don't think why he said that. We are fighting powers. We are fighting principalities and powers. That is what we are fighting in this Biafra. Anything that will make our voice come out, they suppress it, they press it, they match it and make sure. Look at the case and this magnitude, the case of Mazi Samareko of this magnitude. Remember what Nigerian government did initially? They used media to destroy the image of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Even before the arrest of Mazi, they have started the first arrest. They push out every kind of propaganda against Mazi Simon Ekpa. Later, it turned out false. They went and reinforced again and came for the second arrest. The first attack, they came and said, oh, he denied Biafra. He said he's a content creator. Just to demoralize you and me. Something that never happened. All their popular media houses, we are saying, all their newspapers, we are writing that Mazi Simon Ekpa said he's a content creator. He denied being a Biafra agitator. Something that never happened. They use media. Media is so powerful that, like some of us, that is when I see some of us today that have platforms and you abuse your platform, you come to your platform, what you use your platform to do is to attack your brother, to attack your sister, to abuse and insult your sister. That's the only thing you do with your platform. The only thing you do with your platform is to begin to talk about your group. Be claiming about group and no group, group C and group D, group G. You are an idiot. You don't know what you're doing. It pains me that we are abusing the opportunity. The opportunity we have to use our media. We abuse it. Some that have very big views, go and look at them. And our people, what they want is where they will go and begin to do saga. That is what most of us want. If you go to those platforms where they are talking against one group, one propaganda against one propaganda, one lie against one lie, where they are saga, talk about this one, that is where our people like to go and listen, the latest gossip. And unfortunately, in the world today, the only platform that makes money is foolish platform. If you are not doing a foolish thing, if you are not doing a foolish program, you don't expect to blow. Go and check our platform. The platforms that are making sense is when you become a moron, begin to behave like an idiot. When you begin to do things that are unnecessary. Or then you begin to talk about immorality, you begin to talk about immorality. When you begin to promote immorality, your platform will blow. Your platform will blow by fire, by force. That is the world where we live in today. And many of us are falling away because you are looking for views. You refuse to say the truth because you don't want your followers or your subscribers to reach. You don't want people to turn away from you. You continue to follow them on their foolishness. You follow them in their way. You follow the majority, whether you're wrong or right. You cannot turn back from them. Whenever say the right thing. If they like, let them hear. Don't make your broadcast to please one person or displease another. Don't make it to make anybody happy or make anybody angry. Just say the truth. But we don't understand it. We have seen it. You see, the problem we have in this struggle have been exposed with the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa within us. After the danger we are facing in the hand of the world, in the hand of the international community, in the hand of Nigeria, after that danger we are facing in their hand, there is another danger that is within us. They suppress our voice. They don't want the one to report what is happening. You can imagine what will happen if they hear that, oh, Mazi Simon Ekpa sentence have been upheld, or Mazi Simon Ekpa have been jailed. The whole media will carry it. They will talk about it for 1 week. They use media to destroy people instead of building. And that is what some of us are doing today. We are using media to destroy ourselves. Instead of using media to build Biafra, you use media to destroy Biafra. Some of us are joining them, but you don't know. In the case of Mazi Simon, public opinion matters. That is why anything you say in your platform, be very careful. Be very careful. Any information you pass in your platform, be very careful. You see what Nigerian government did to Dizani. You see what they did to Dizani. Today, ask a young child today who is not aware about Dizani, they will tell you that corrupt woman. The only corrupt politician that everybody knows in Nigeria today is Dizani. But is Dizani corrupt? The court of England set her free and said she's innocent. Innocent of all fraudulent charges against her. Nigeria has already seized her properties. Nigeria has already destroyed her reputation. Nigeria has already frozen her account, taken everything from her, gave her bad names. But today, the United Kingdom court have found her innocent of all charges. Innocent of all charges. That is where the rule of law works. In all these Western countries, there are limits to. I'm not telling that they're not fraud. They are still fraud. They are fraud. When they come to their government, they are fraudulent. When it comes to their government, they are fraudulent. I'm not trying to tell you that they are sent. They are fraudulent. But to an extent, there are certain things they don't do. There are certain things they cannot do. But in Africa, everything goes. In Africa, when Africa want to abuse the law, they won't even do it in a way that you don't understand. They want to do it in a way. Just look at this one now. Tinubu went and passed a bill that you cannot challenge somebody who won election with a fake result. Tinubu passed a bill that you cannot challenge somebody. You cannot go to court and challenge somebody who entered into a position with a fake result. And they passed it as a bill in Nigeria. And people in the house of your Senate agree with that and pass it. What does that tell you? Every one of them in Nigeria politics, all of them, they have forged certificates. Every one of them. Every one of them have one forged certificate or other. From governors to lawmakers to president. Today they pass it as a bill. That it doesn't matter. You cannot take anybody to court after winning an election for having a false certificate. Now, how are you encouraging the children who are going to school to scatter their brain to read and get certificate? When somebody can just go buy a certificate, take it, apply, win, and then nobody takes you out. This is the country they want us to be in. This is the country Nigeria is running, they want us to be in. And we are not helping ourselves by our attitude and what we are doing. The time has come for us to fight the battle and fight it the way it should be. Mazi Simon Ekpa is already in the court fighting for you, fighting for me. So what are you doing? What are you doing? I am asking you. Why are you in Finland, those who are in Finland? Why are you supporting those who are supporting? Why are you cracking your head? Why are you in that group where you are? That group you are promoting, that group that is so important to you more than the Biafra itself. That group where you are, that if somebody talks about it, you want to shoot the person. You go to any length. Some of you even have done juju because of the group you belong to, protect your group. Is that not madness? Is that not idiocy? Even when Mazi Simon Ekpa have told you we are one people, yet you are pushing division. Mazi Nandekan also gave us example. Unity of purpose. Mazi Nandekan created 100 men. I think the 100 men they are having their 100 men are going to be having their meeting. I think they're going to be having fundraising. They're going to be having fundraising today, either today or tomorrow. They're going to be having fundraising, 100 men. So any one of you, every one of us can join and support them also. Mazen Nandekano established 100 men. And when he established it, he said, everybody can join. He did not remove anybody. He said, everybody has the right to be part of it. Everybody has the right to join. It is not for one person. Everybody has the right to join the 100 men. It is for all Biafran people, as long as you're from the old Southeastern region. He went ahead to redeem the IPOB from the hand of the criminals. From the hand of the criminal and the murderers. Chinas and Wodo and Chikeduzi. Mazen Nandekano secured IPOB from them and brought it back to where it is. And chose Chris Mwogo as the new HOD. And every one of us supposed to support him. Because he's acting on the command of Mazen Nandekano. Every respect we give to him today is to Mazen Nandekano, not him. That does not mean that if we see him going wrong, that we'll be silent. We will speak, and Mazen Nandekano will hear. Just like they sacked DOS. It was Mazen Simon that first of all sacked them. Every one of us joined, and we cast a vote of no confidence on them before Mazen Nandekano officially sacked them. So if tomorrow any other person he appointed begin to misbehave, we will still speak. And I bet you the person will go. Mazen Nandekano gave the example of that unity. Even as he redeemed IPOB, Mazen Nandekano is working with AVID. He is working with the Rising Sun. He is working with the ambassadors of State Nation. He didn't tell them, oh, close your group is not working. You must come and be under me. You must be an IPOB member. You must come and be. He never said so. They are working with him on their capacity, with their name and their group where they belong. And you can see them delivering. But look at us. Those of us who claim to be under Mazen Simon,